I'm a bad motherfucker.
This man on the planet is right here.
I really enjoyed watching you. It was funny and insightful.
Outstanding job.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Great to be here with you. I've admired you from afar.
My mommy watches your show.
Oh, yeah? Mommy has good taste.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the south side of Chicago, Jimmy Dore!
Hey, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. This is Russell speaking. Who's calling, please?
Russia's President Joe Biden, President of the United States, and that means all of them.
Everyone?
Yep.
I don't think Oklahoma considers itself part of the United States anymore. Thank you for calling, Mr. President. How are things going?
Things are going great, Russell. We're taking care of business in the Middle East. We took a very bold step recently to secure American interests in the region.
Ah, yeah, those good old American interests. How important they are. How did they do?
Russia, my administration, boldly and with authority, classified the Houthis as a terrorist organization. To be more exact, specially designated global terrorists, or SDGTs. That's right. In light of their attacks on important shipping, these yokels have been reclassified. That'll learn them.
What were they before?
Just a bunch of guys, hanging out.
Ah, I see.
Now, Russell, they had been a terrorist organization before, specifically Foreign Terrorist Organization, or FTO. FTO is rated above SDGT, meaning, worse.
Uh-huh.
Trump classified them as that a month before I got in office. So I got in there and I demoted them all the way down to just guys again.
And why did you do that exactly?
I don't know if you remember, but back then there was this brief moment where we sort of cared about what was going on in Yemen.
Oh, right.
Taking steps to alleviate the suffering there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fucking over, by the way. That much I can tell you. But rating them as FTOs was stopping humanitarian aid from getting to Yemenis.
Ah, so things are going to go back to the way they were then.
Well, that's up to the Yemenis. That's why when I labeled them terrorists again and not just guys, I went with the lesser SDGT over FTO to make my message clear. Our quarrel is not with the Yemeni people. It is with the Houthis. Houthis?
I'm sorry. How does that help anyone?
Well, with that rating, food and humanitarian aid can still get to Yemen. We can just freeze their assets and that sort of thing. But moving forward, who knows? If the terrorists who were not terrorists yesterday don't clean up their act, we could bump up their shit to FTO again, and they don't want that.
It doesn't really seem like they care too much.
Well, they should. If the U.S. labels you a terrorist organization, that's bad news, buddy. That means we reserve the right to take police actions against you. Congress or no Congress. I can just tell people where to bomb and it gets done. So these labels, which seem clownishly dorky, actually have real-world consequences.
Yeah, especially for civilians.
I know. I really wish there was something we could do about that.
Well, there is. Stop bombing. Get Israel to stop bombing.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But like Andy Blinken said at the Davos conference today, the scenes out of Gaza are gut-wrenching. But there's just nothing that can be done. Or I guess he said, quote, the question is what is to be done. Good enough. He said this on stage talking to Thomas L. Bud Friedman, founder of the improv chain of comedy clubs.
You think this U.S. and Israel against the world strategy is a good idea or could possibly last?
Who cares? It's not my problem.
The
president can label anyone they want terrorists and can also order military strikes on terrorists. Who would give up that power? It's like having the Death Star, for Christ's sakes.
Well, if by that you mean terrifying, yes, I agree completely. The whole thing is disgusting.
Oh, what? You support terrorism? You support Hamas? Houthis? Houthis? How about I label you a terrorist organization? See how you like that?
Me?
That whole thing over there. You, Jimmy, Steph, Kurt, Misha... That guy they talked to on the phone set everything up. All of you. Terrorists.
But we're not doing terrorism.
Oh, you think that matters, hotshot? You're aiding and abetting terrorists by criticizing Israel. You don't think we could make up an SGPT or FTP or whatever for you bozos? Terrorist-adjacent rogue media collaborator. TARMC. Boom. Just off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough. You win. Please don't drone strike us.
Okay, good choice, Russell. See, that wasn't so hard. I won't drone strike you, and I want you to remember that come election day 2024. Our nation is facing a tough election, but the choice is clear. On one hand is a man who threatens a dictatorship, a subversion of democracy itself, and on the other, a man who almost drone strikes you but didn't. He didn't do it, and I vow, if I win re-election, to continue to not drone strike you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
No problem, Russ. Just don't say I never did nothing for you. All right, I gotta go. I need to see if these Houthis have done anything to get upgraded so we can bomb them. My trigger finger's getting a little restless. All right, sayonara.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
There he goes.
Hi, this is the Jimmy Dore Show. Russell speaking. Who's calling, please?
Hello, Russell. This is Senator Mitt Romney of Utah.
Oh, why, hello, Senator Romney. How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. May I speak to Jimmy Dore, please?
Jimmy's not here today. I'm filling in.
Oh, dear me. I'm sorry. I had no idea. Well, that changes things, I suppose. At the end of my chats with Jimmy, I like to cuss him out in the most profane, obscene ways imaginable. So I guess that won't be happening today.
That's okay. You can do that to me, too.
I don't think you can handle it, Russell.
I assure you I can handle it.
I don't think Jimmy is paying you enough to withstand the verbal assault that I will be prepared to rain down on you.
He is compensating me just fine, I assure you.
I doubt that. And even if he is, it never hurts to ask for a raise.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, absolutely. I just asked for a raise myself.
You did? From whom?
Why, my employer, of course, the United States government. And not just for me, for all of Congress. We haven't had a raise since 2009. It's time to up that salary to keep up with rising costs.
Sort of rich, don't you think, coming from an independently wealthy member of a congressional body that has done little or nothing for the average American worker?
There's nothing rich about $174 grand a year, Russell. That's barely enough to cover basic needs. And as I publicly pointed out, there's an unspoken reality here of this poverty. It has real-life consequences for these poor members of Congress, and I've seen it with my own eyes.
What are you talking about?
Russell, I almost get choked up talking about it. This great national shame. As I told Business Insider magazine, instead of getting five-star hotels, many congressmen and women simply sleep in their offices.
And?
And what? Maybe you don't see the tragedy in this because you haven't seen it with your own eyes. Members of this esteemed body walking around the hallways with rumpled clothing. And bedhead. Bedhead, Russell.
Okay. That doesn't seem so bad.
Doesn't seem bad. Russell, the homeless problem in this country has gotten so bad that it's reached the halls of Congress. This is unacceptable.
Congressmen, sleeping in their offices is not homelessness.
Well, it looks like it and smells like it, too. As far as I'm concerned, it creates an unsafe environment.
Unsafe?
Well, much like in actual homeless camps, one runs the risks of total civic and moral breakdown, acts of petty theft, violence, intoxication, and not to mention the risk of fornication.
What do you mean?
You get a handful of amoral, power-hungry sociopaths alone in a giant building in the middle of the night. What do you think is going to happen? If that sounds crazy to you, let's just say that that's the only thing that can explain some of the rather nasty messes the custodial staff has been cleaning up when I arrive first thing in the morning.
Oh, good Lord. Ugh.
Hey, you're telling me. I almost slipped and fell in it. So I am asking for a raise to help these poor, needy people, to lift them out of this state of despair and depravity, out of a sense of empathy and mercy. And also so I can get more money.
Wait, you too? You don't need more money.
First of all, I don't even know what that means. Second of all, I only have another year left in the Senate. Why wouldn't I try and use that opportunity to get more money? Not doing so would be insane.
It just seems like a vaguely immoral focus for someone who's already wealthy.
Immoral? How dare you? I'll tell you who's immoral, you uncircumcised ball-bag-grabbing, cock-swallowing felch monkey. I hope you get ass-impaled by the nose cone of a 1930s Zeppelin or dirigible airship that has been meticulously reconstructed for this purpose, and then are forced to get flip-flopping sex changes one after another until there is nothing on you that remotely resembles genitalia, you shameful cockbag. You're the immoral one.
Wow, you
We're
weren't kidding
circumcised.
when you said you were going to let me have it. Yeah, you should have updated the circumcised part. 'Cause...
What? Oh, I haven't even gotten to that.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to hear anything grosser than that. I'm going to get on with the show.
Okay, sounds good. Have a great summer.
You too, Senator.
And there he goes. All right, gang.
All right. Okay. Oh.
I forgot.
All right, folks. I'm new to this. Sorry. All right. So, Senator Romney, you might not know that everyone here is circumcised, even Misha.
Yeah, I am.
We're all
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't know that fun fact about the show. Sorry.
We're all circumcised. You have to sign a circumcision waiver along with the NDA when you work here.
Well, then someone should update the Jimmy Dore Show Wikipedia page because that's not on there.
Well, I'm new.
This is an
I'm new, to be fair.
uncircumcised conspiracy theory podcast show.
It is. So where can we find you?
Oh, hey, right now, I guess we'll just plug my next show that we do at Oddwood Brewery here on Manor. Usually the last Thursday of every month. It's got to be February 1st this year. As me and my buddy Paul bring in some of the best stand-ups that Austin has to offer for free at a really awesome brewery. So come check that out. Follow me on Instagram for updates on that. That's Mike McRae Online, MACRAE.
All right, very cool. Mormons are allowed to drink? I didn't know that. You can drink?
They also have soda.
Okay, yeah.
That's non-caffeine soda.
Mormons drink. They start throwing that magic underwear around.
I forgot they call it. They think
get
of us
wild.
as Gentiles. Mormons call us Gentiles.
I know. Steal from the best.
All right, y'all. I got to run. Have a great show, guys.
All right.
All
Bye,
right,
Mike.
thank
See you
you.
next week.
Bye.
And we'll go to a break.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit